Hello and welcome to Long Beach Lens. I am your host, Derek J. Simpson, Executive Director of the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. In my 10 years here at the Long Beach Community Action Partnership, there are many things to be proud of. The staff that I've had an opportunity to work with, the community members that I've had a chance to collaborate with, and those youth who've come through the Leadership Academy Mentoring Program, or a LAMP, such as Angel behind the camera here, and a young man who you're about to meet, maybe for the second time on Long Beach Lens, Schyler O'Neill. And Schyler is special to me because when he was coming through high school, he found LAMP to be a resource possibly for him. And he's going to tell you his story as we get into this conversation. Welcome, Schyler.
Thank you for having me back. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, well, we didn't get the ratings too low the first time you were here, so we thought we'd risk it and bring you back.
Let's do it.
So tell us, for those who are watching, about your experience with LAMP.
So I came into LAMP, like you said, in my high school career. I was 11th going into 12th grade, so I had about senioritis already. Started looking for things to do, and I got introduced to LAMP through a YOC program at Poly. And at the end of that program, it was asking us about our experience, and I actually did a graphic design internship. And at the end of that program, you approached me and was telling me that LAMP was just getting started about this program and that you guys had a graphic design department, which is, I still think is an interesting story to this day because I don't really have an interest in graphics. My thing is more music, so I must have really just been looking for something to do because I ended up following up and coming down to the facility. And once I found out that you guys had music, I don't think I've ever been back to graphics since, just because that's not my, forte. But and I thought that when I first started to come to LAMP, I didn't get it right away. It seemed, from our conversation, I think that's what drew me in more. It's just somebody who was interested in helping a young man out. So that's what brought me in. But when I first came in, it didn't click with me right away. And then I remember leaving for a little while, probably a few weeks, maybe a month or two. You might tell it a little different. But then I ended up, coming back. And when I came back, they were shooting music videos. There were Grammy artists there, and all of these students were getting their songs recorded. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm missing something right here. So from that day back, I came, and it was hard to get rid of me, and I'm still here today.
So you mentioned two things in that little short intro. One was at the YOC, which is the Youth Opportunity Center. Mm-hmm. So for those youth who are watching, that's a great resource when you're looking for job opportunities to this day in the city of Long Beach. So I want to encourage the youth that are watching to pursue the YOC. Second thing you mentioned was follow-up. Mm-hmm. And follow-up is critical, wouldn't you say, on anything?
Yeah, I think, like I said, that follow-up, and I wasn't even sure that it was something that I was going to be interested in. But the fact that, I made a connection and was offered to come down and check the facility, I thought for me it was important to at least follow up because I told you that I would. So just to keep my word and follow up, and it led to so many opportunities. But I think the follow up is the key because a lot of people will meet somebody, have a great conversation with them, and then that'll be it. So
now let's fast forward then. You've gone through LAMP. Mm-hmm. You were a part of many of the showcases. You're a part of one of my favorite videos that we've done at LAMP, which is Confidence, that people can find on YouTube. But then you got the opportunity to go and work for the Grammy Museum after you had performed at the Grammy Museum several times with LAMP. So tell us about your role today as at the Grammy Museum.
Well, a lot of my role at the museum is things that I did here. So when I came here at LAMP, I was in the music department, and I was lucky enough to become one of the student/teachers through the intern program that you guys offered here. So when I got my position at the Grammy Museum, they came in and they were telling us, how we operate. It's a small staff, so whatever you can, we're going to use you in as much of a capacity as we could. So I wanted to kind of show my value there and show them that I could, contribute to the team. So one of the first opportunities that I got to showcase that was to teach a workshop. So there was a time where a school group comes in and they'll expect a workshop, and we didn't have a teacher for the workshop. Mm-hmm. So I told my boss, I was like, I can teach them a music production workshop. I did it at the Lamp for a while, so I can do that. And it was like, okay, if you feel comfortable with it, because it's about 200 students, so so I went and I taught that music production workshop, and ever since then, that's been the most popular workshop that we teach at the museum. And that same music production workshop, they actually sent me across the country to teach that same workshop, just by just showing them that this is what I can do, and it's now the most requested workshop that we have at the museum.
And you say across the country because there are Recording Academy chapters across the country.
Yeah, we have
that you're related to.
Yeah, we have different affiliates. I went and taught at the Woody Guthrie Center, which is in Tulsa. We have we just opened up a Grammy Museum in Mississippi, and we have a partnership with Delta out there. So we've been I went out there to teach the program as well too. So it's been it's been interesting to see how far that.
So you're becoming internationally, locally famous, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
So what are some of the highlights, Sky, for those who are watching? Since you've been with the Grammy Museum, what are some of the highlights that really just pop out in your mind?
Well, I'll say playing off of the production class. So like I said, I've taught that class a whole bunch of times, and we do a partnership with BET for the BET experience. And for the BET experience, their opening day is inside the Grammy Museum. So Deborah Lee and all of these artists come and they introduce the students. So you have these, A-list artists, the owner of BET, and then they had asked me to do the production class. And I've done this class a million times, and this time I was a little bit nervous because, of the lineup that was there. But I ended up doing the workshop, and at the end of the whole program, they did a vote of what was their favorite moment. And the production class ended up being their favorite moment minus the actual awards itself. So being a part of that lineup and being able to stand out was one of the highlights for sure. Yeah.
Who are some of the artists that you've met since you've been working there?
I got a chance to Usher was a big one for me. Usher was a big one. We was actually working on an Usher tribute. It had nothing to do with the museum, just something that I was doing on my own when he happened to come and do a program with us at the museum that I got a chance to escort him around. Stevie Wonder was definitely a big one. We just recently did an event with Lady Gaga and John Legend last month. So it's been a lot of people. Who else? Macklemore came. First Lady Michelle Obama. That was a big one.
And you performed with a couple of other Lamp students at that event too.
We got a chance to open up.
Gebion and Tati, was that the same one?
Yep.
Right.
Smokey Robinson. It was a cool thing too. We did an event, the Motown event that we did, where we opened up and did a performance for Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson. And like a year later, Smokey Robinson came back to the museum for like a press conference. And I walked into the press room, and he was all like, "Hey!" He came up to me, and I couldn't believe that he remembered me. And because people were like trying to get to him, and then he looked at me and was all like, and came up and gave me a hug, and we took a picture. So
cool.
it's been cool just being a part of this network.
So we are going to run short of time here. What is the museum all about? For those because I often say, have you ever been to the Grammy Museum? And people are like, no, where is it and what's it about? So how would you pitch the Grammy Museum for someone to come down?
Yeah, well, the mission is using music as a gateway of learning. And I think that's exactly, what we do is to expose students and just all people who are interested in music to the variety of music and the history of music, how it relates with culture, how it advances society in certain ways as far as bringing people together. And I think that the diversity of it, like we had a Tupac exhibit, and right next to Tupac we had a Ravi Shankar exhibit. So it's the diversity that's standing right next to each other. And along with all of the backstage passes and artists that come through, it's almost like not as many people know about it as they should. We get a lot of visibility, but still you run into a lot of people saying, "Oh, I've never been there." But it's a powerful place that I think a lot of opportunities for exposure to music and for students who are looking for a stepping stone to a career in the entertainment field.
And your exhibits rotate, right? I mean, different ones come through.
About every 6 to 8 months we switch out exhibits. They travel. Some of them travel to our other affiliates, and some of them we have in our permanent storage that we'll bring back and forth, as requested.
Anything coming up in 2016 that you're excited about at the museum?
We are getting ready to do a Beatlemania exhibit, which will be we've done individuals, like we did Ringo, we did George, so now we're going to do like a Beatlemania exhibit during the summer, which I think is going to be
very popular.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty popular. Yeah, and then in education, we're getting ready to do our month-long Music Revolution project, where we take the students for 1 month, have them in the studio recording. We bring in artists to give them one-on-one, guidance on the music industry, from writing to the business side of it. So that's a big thing that I'm excited about too for this year.
Okay. Elevator pitch. Why would you tell a youth that's watching to join LAMP?
I would say join LAMP if you are looking to turn your dream into a reality. It bridges the gap. It brings this industry to the forefront to you, right in your neighborhood.
Right, thank you. And I know in this brief time that we have, you've been working on different projects yourself. So you're doing your Grammy Museum gig, but you're also, I tell people they're musicians and they're artists, and you're an artist because you really get that whole stage presence thing. But real quickly, what do you got in the mix right now?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of producing lately, so I like to find local talent and sort of mold them and put them into showcases. That's one thing that I do outside of the museum, is throw my own concert and showcases. So I've been working with a lot of artists that I found from the museum, some of my past students, some of people who just heard about what I've been doing and went in contact with me. But I am working on a really special project that I'm going to release in October. I think it's going to be really innovative that I won't talk too much about. I might have to come back for that one, but I think it's going to be something really, really innovative. That
if you need the voice.
you're going to get
I got
the call.
I got you on that spoken word thing, right?
Yeah, you're on the last project.
Exactly. It's a million seller, right? Or will be. So thank you so much, Sky, for, I'm really proud of you. People like you and Angel, I can't say enough about, it makes me feel good that the program hits the mark, because you guys took full advantage of it and took it to the next level. So keep up the good work. We have a very gifted young lady that's about to join us. So hang around to check it out. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will be speaking with Maddisen Brooke, very special young lady you won't want to miss. Stay tuned for more of Long Beach Lens.
They have offered me opportunities. They allow me to utilize equipment that they have. I get to practice more so than I would with the supplies that I have, with the equipment that I have.
I'm learning how to work again with more people and how to actually work in an actual studio and working with the cameras and hands-on.
I remember they said like LAMP as in leadership. I learned a little bit about how to become a leader, as well as communicating with the people I work around with.
After being here, all the teaching, all the skills I've been learning, it became easy. It's like learning the alphabet. And from we start from the bottom and then we go up. We start learning all these new skills. Things that we thought that it was, really hard becomes easy.
Each year, 7.5 million students nationwide miss nearly a month of school due to excused and unexcused absences. In the Long Beach Unified School District, 10% of students, including almost 11% of kindergartners, are chronically absent. The All-In Attendance Campaign is a long-term, citywide approach to encourage students to attend school every second of every period, every day. With the help of parents, teachers, and the community at large, we can turn attendance around. Are you all in?
Welcome back. I'm your host, Derek J. Simpson. Our next guest is a 13-year-old up-and-coming singer-songwriter who is a rising star in the Long Beach music scene. Please welcome Maddisen Brooke. Hi, Maddisen.
Hi.
So I was telling people the story of how I was first introduced to you, and it was a First Friday in Bixby Knolls. All kinds of cars, people, everything going on, bands playing, and there was this one melodic voice that just carried over all of it. And when I went back to ask who was that, everybody was raising their hands because they thought I was like Schyler, like a talent scout or somebody. But in fact, I was just Derek trying to figure out who was that guy. And it was you. It was you singing with a bunch of your friends. So when did you start singing?
I started singing about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in the back of my mom's car and I was just singing the Cup song to Pitch Perfect. And
What's that song?
it's I got my ticket for the long way around.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's a good song. And my mom was like, wow. And then she's got me music lessons and it started off from there.
Wow. So, but you were singing yourself when mom wasn't hearing it, like in the park or at school
yeah.
and different things like that.
Yeah.
So mom just turned. She thought she had the radio on, but it was really Maddisen in the back seat. Huh?
Yeah.
Close. Huh? So, when did you realize, though, Maddisen, that it was something you really loved to do? Was it after your mom sort of inspired you to really work at it, or you just knew all along that was your thing?
It was after my mom got me into singing lessons that I
Right.
really thought, like, I really, really like it, and it's just awesome.
What was it about it? Was it about being around other musicians, or the fact that people were really encouraging you and telling you had something special?
No, it was just, I just made a bunch of friends through the music career,
There you
and,
go.
just performing really, like, it's just adrenaline. It was awesome.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So tell us about the training. When you go to, first of all, what's the academy again? Name
The
again?
Rock Academy.
The Rock Academy.
Yeah.
So when you go there, what's a typical session like for you?
You just walk in, everybody just treats you like family. It's awesome. They say, hi, Maddisen. I'm like, hey. And then I walk up to my instructor, and she invites me inside the room, and then, we pick music to play for the next gig or practice the music that we already have.
Now, is there voice training that goes on and
Yeah.
all of that with that?
We do warm-ups and
Okay.
a lot of,
Right. Okay. Now, your mom says you're shy. She didn't just say shy, she said really shy. And your mom being Jill, who's in the back there. But how does that work then? Here you are, maybe naturally sort of a shy, reserved person, and then all of a sudden you got to be on stage in front of all these people who are just staring. You don't know how they're going to receive you. How do you handle that?
well, at first I'm extremely nervous,
Right.
but then, just going through it, it's just, I've become more comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's natural.
So you just get into that zone and make it happen, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. So who are your favorite artists? When you think about, wow, if I could be someday like that person, who would be some of the people that are your favorites?
Oh gosh, there are so many amazing artists
Right.
out there, but I just love all types of music. I can't really choose which
Okay.
one I'd like to be. I think there's no particular person I'd rather look up to. I think it's just me being out there
Just
singing.
be Maddisen, huh? And everybody
Yeah.
else looks up to you,
Yeah, share
That'll
my
work.
music, just get it out there.
right? But when people listen to you, who do they say you sound like, or what style?
They say that I sound more of a country singer, I
Okay.
guess. They don't really say like who I sound like. They just say what
Kind
type
of the
of
genre
music.
that you sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like country?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah?
like it. So,
Did you go to Stagecoach?
no.
Probably too young for that one, huh?
Yeah.
Next year. Yeah, with mom. So when you think about your future then in music and learning what you're learning, what are some of the things, first of all, that you feel are immediate needs for you to help you get better? What would be some of the things that you'd really like to learn?
Stage presence probably. I do get my mom said, I'm very shy, so I don't really move a lot on stage.
Right.
I kind of just like try to focus on my voice to try to get that sound out there other than, entertain the audience, I
Right.
guess. And it's
Right.
just, I'd like to learn more about stage presence.
So we got to definitely hook you up with Schyler because he's like the entertainer dude, right?
Yeah.
But you're right though, Maddisen. I mean, there are some people who just stand there and I say that, I was just telling Sky in his interview that, there are musicians who just stand there and they play their guitar or whatever it is. And then there are entertainers who, I have a friend who played with Earth, Wind, and Fire and he says, if you're on stage And that person in row 200, seat 13, they don't see this. They see when you do these things. So are those little nuances that you're learning at your academy as well?
Yeah, they've just started teaching me stage presence, and
Right.
I'm trying my hardest to move there, but you know, it's,
Takes time.
yeah.
You're only 13. Come on, give yourself a break. Yeah. So when you were on stage for the first time, can you go back to that experience and tell us what it was like?
On stage for the first time, I was so nervous I couldn't stand up, so I had to get a chair and sit down to perform. And I wasn't even playing any instruments, so it was like
Okay.
very nervous. But then towards the end, I was better.
It was like a studio session, huh? You
Yeah.
yourself. Now, have you had many studio sessions?
Yeah, there's this at the Rock Academy. We have recording sessions sometimes, and I've had a few of those. They're fun.
Okay. Now, where do people who are watching find Maddisen playing around? I think I noticed your mom maybe set up a Facebook page, right?
Yes.
So they can see you there and
Yeah.
kind of track you. But what are some of the places that you've been playing local in the Long Beach, greater Long Beach area?
At Wahoo's and
Wahoo's.
yeah,
Okay.
in Long Beach,
Right.
and
Okay.
D Piazza's.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where it's located.
Right. Di Piazza's Pizza, I think it is.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. And then I think I saw something where you were at the town center.
Yeah, the Long Beach Town Center.
Okay.
That was probably the biggest gig that I've done.
Okay. And how were you received?
Very nervous. I was
Yeah.
I was very nervous, of course, all my gigs, but
And how did the crowd receive you though after you sang?
they clapped. They said, "Good job," like usual.
They clapped. They didn't throw tomatoes at you or anything?
No, thankfully.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't think I've had that either, but people probably wanted to sometimes. So when you did that, and then you, like I mentioned, I met you at First Fridays.
Yeah.
So will you guys ever be coming back there to perform again?
Yeah. Also First Fridays too.
Okay. So that'll be coming up like once a month,
Yeah.
not obviously First Friday. So is there a particular location when you guys do First Fridays, do they always have you at the same location or are you other places?
I'm not sure. That was the first Fridays
really?
I've been to, and I don't think I've been to any others. But that was the first one I've been to, so that was the only location.
Okay. So we have about 2 minutes before we're going to transition from this interview to you actually singing a song. We mentioned that you're a singer and a songwriter. So tell me about songwriting. Is that something that you've done much of? Do you have like a diary of songs or what?
No, actually, this is my first time writing a song.
Really?
Yeah.
So this song that we're about to hear is your first song?
Yes.
Wow, so when you're up there with the Grammy, we can say, hey, you heard it first
Yeah.
on PadNet. I love your confidence. You said, yeah. I keep
Yeah.
telling people, yeah, too. I'm getting mine. So maybe I'll write lyrics for you, then we both get a Grammy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we're in. So now this song, tell us about the song that we're about to hear.
Well, it is based off of being this trip I went on Easter,
Okay.
and we went to a lake, and there were a bunch of trees, and it was really amazing there. And I wrote my song based off of that.
Okay.
And they were pine trees, but I call them ponderosas.
Okay, yeah.
I like
Ponderosa
that better.
pines, yeah.
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 And yeah, it's just about the outdoors and
Okay,
doing what I like doing.
that's cool. So you got your song, and then you brought the lyrics back and got with the people at the Rock, and they helped you put the music together, and there we are. Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much to you and your mom. You've been always such a professional, though a shy professional, but a professional in the way you handle yourself. I'm really excited for you because you're really talented, as everyone is about to see, right?
Thank you.
So we're going to say goodbye to transition into this song, but you're not going away. We're just going to get a microphone for you.
Yeah.
You cool with that?
Yes.
All right. Before this show is over, as I just mentioned, we're going to end with a performance by Maddisen Brooke. But before we go, I'd like to thank Schyler O'Neill and Maddisen for joining us today. Be sure to follow PadNet TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest updates. This show has been brought to you with support from the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. Thank you for watching Long Beach Lens, and now a performance by Maddisen Brooke.
Pencil tapping on my textbooks, waiting on that freedom bell. Been daydreaming about the outdoors. When I get there, I'll be doing well. I'd rather be skipping rocks on the water, kicking dust on that old dude road, picking flowers in the meadow, a special place where nobody goes. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be laying in the shade. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be thinking about better days. Beneath that ponderosa is where my roots grow deep. Oh, beneath that ponderosa, I'll be singing in the breeze. I shove my homework in my pocket. Friends are waving, but I just don't see. Cell phone buzzing, but I stop it. I gotta go with the good Lord leads. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be laying in the shade. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be thinking about better days. Beneath that ponderosa is where my roots grow deep. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be singing in the breeze. Gotta get a little dirt under my nails. Gotta let my hair down and leave a trail. Gotta pick a lizard up by its tail. Gotta get a little wind blowing in my sail. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be laying in the shade. Beneath that ponderosa, I'll be thinking about better days. Beneath that ponderosa is where my roots grow deep. Oh, beneath that ponderosa, I'll be singing in